Ladies and gentlemen, it's your sweet Zionist Prince, Tal the Traveling Clack, coming to you live from Israel. And yes, this land was promised to me 3,000 years ago, and you should declare that to the world as well by getting your merchandise on thetravelingclad.com right now. Today, we're taking a look at the Freedom Flotilla, which is set to arrive in Israel tomorrow on Yom Kippur. Or actually, it might even arrive tonight. Tonight is Yom Kippur, the most important Jewish holiday in the entire New Year. We fast for 25 hours. It's a day of repentance and a day of reflection. It's a day where we fast, where we are technically at our weakest, but spiritually we're at our holiest. And of course, the Freedom Flotilla, like every terrorist army that's ever attacked Israel, is choosing to arrive in Israel on the day of our most important holiday. Does that tell you anything about their maybe terroristic tendencies? It tells me a lot about it. I want to quickly open up just by saying Gmar Chatima Tova to every single Jew or believer in Judaism that is watching this. I hope you have an easy, meaningful fast, Som Kal. Enjoy your fast. Make it an amazing experience. I love Yom Kippur. It's my favorite holiday in the whole Jewish year. I love the fast. I love reflecting and praying and meditating on this day. And let's get right into it. So this is from Arsen Ostrovsky. Exposed, captured documents reveal Hamas organized and funded Greta Thunberg's Gaza Summit Flotilla, underscoring this is not some kind of humanitarian mission, but a Hamas-led initiative. Let's see what these documents say. Okay, the Islamic Resistance Movement. Dear brother Mansur Shafiq Abu Fadi, may Allah protect him. Secretary General of the Popular Conference of Palestinians Abroad, the PCPA. Palestinians love acronyms. Let me tell you guys something. They love having acronyms and random fucking jihadist groups. Peace be upon you. May Allah have mercy and His blessings. Your brothers in the Islamic Resistance Movement, Hamas, have informed us that there is an urgent need to end the division and achieve national unity and partnership, strategy, and national responsibility towards our people and their cause, and their right to attain freedom and establish an independent state whose capital is the Holy Jerusalem. As well as to achieve our people's right to return home, the path to this passes through a necessary and strategic stage, completing national unity through which we will participate in the struggle with the oppressive occupier in all its forms, together and united until full independence is achieved. We believe that the free will of our people is a way to achieve unity, to complete it, and to preserve it. We in the Islamic Resistance Movement, Hamas, are attentive to the Palestinian cause and to the extent of normalization between Arab states and Zionist entity. We recognize the importance of the current moment in light of the statements of some of our brothers, especially from Egypt and Qatar, regarding the importance of renewing the reconciliation process and discussing on rapprochement that we will contribute to it. The movement's leadership has diligently examined this matter from every angle, and we have reached a conclusion that we are prepared to continue with the process of reconciliation and national partnership. We have gone through many stages, starting with the Cairo agreements, the most recent of which has the Istanbul understandings, the outcome of the Secretary General meetings held between Ramallah and Beirut, and our readiness to implement these steps. Elections in the Palestinian Legislative Council, elections to Presidency of the National Authority, elections to the Palestinian National Council. The elections will be held one after the other within 1 year from the date of publication of the presidential decree, which sets the dates for the elections. Afterwards, a national dialogue will be held to reach an agreement on all details related to holding the elections on their scheduled dates. These arrangements can be made through the Palestinian National Dialogue channel, while simultaneously emphasizing the expressing thanks for the efforts of our brothers in Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, Russia, and everyone who took an active part in this enormous effort. They may be able to provide the guarantees needed to complete this process, as in the discussion with us will be emphasized that the necessary assurances for implementing this agreement would be provided. Your brother Ismail Haniya, chair of the Hamas Political Bureau, the Islamic Resistance Movement of Hamas, in September 1st, 2021. So we've got some damning evidence here of the connection, okay, except from the PCPA operatives list document found in Hamas outpost in the Gaza Strip. Document titles individuals who signed the declaration during the popular conference: Zahir Birawi, Zayed Alul, Sali Isa Salman, Abu Sita, Samir Al-Karati, Shuhail Abu Ashamla, Saif Abu Kashk. Founder of the head of the European Palestinian Media Forum in London, head of committee in Germany, Palestinian representative in Spain. And there he is, right here. Okay, now let's read the summary. The documents found by the IDF and released by the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs today provides indisputable link between the flotilla and Hamas. One of the documents revealed that the Palestinian Conference for Palestinians Abroad is a key player behind organizing and directing the flotilla. Founded in 2018, the PCPA acts as Hamas's representative abroad, organizing demonstrations, marches, violences, and flotilla. A 2021 letter signed by Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh explicitly endorses the PCPA, the same year Israel designated it as a terrorist organization. Another Hamas document lists senior PCPA operatives including Zaher Birawi, a longtime flotilla organizer in the UK. What a surprise, right, ladies and gentlemen? And Saif Abu Kashk, a Hamas operative based in Spain. These records confirm a direct line between the flotilla leader and the Hamas command. By the way, when they tell you they are Hamas on the streets of the UK, when they tell you they are Hamas on the streets of Europe, believe them, please. Min fadlik, please believe them. In one of the pictures below, you can see Greta with Birawi. Meantime, Abu Kash's front Spanish-based company, Cyber Neptune, owns dozens of Sumud flotilla ships, providing further Hamas control. In case any further evidence was needed, this proves beyond by any reasonable doubt that Greta's Sumud flotilla is anything but a humanitarian mission, but a Hamas-run operative from the very beginning. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to claim that this is a Hamas-run flotilla. What I would say is that this is a hodgepodge of retarded Europeans and retarded leftists from the Western world who are looking to cosplay as freedom fighters, and then actual Hamas terrorists that are taking advantage of them the same way that they've been doing since the beginning of this war. So nothing necessarily unique is happening. I still stand behind the fact that I don't believe there's a necessary danger going on, but I would love to see the IDF finally make an example of these flotillas with potentially some sort of violent act towards the Hamas operatives, and then scaring the living shit out of these Western people who are coming here and committing eco-terrorism. Don't forget, last time Greta was here, she dumped lithium-ion batteries in the Mediterranean Sea, in our fishing ports, in our ocean. As a brown Middle Eastern man, I am deeply offended from that, and I see that as a declaration of war on me and my people. You cannot come to my land as a brown, ethnic Middle Eastern man who has DNA tested himself from this land and dump lithium-ion batteries in my sea. I take that as an act of war, and I believe you shall be dealt with. Do you understand me? You shall be dealt with. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I rest my case. Breaking. When Israeli troops combined, this is from open source intel, through Hamas compounds in Gaza, they uncovered a trove of papers that, according to defense officials, strip away the humanitarian facade of the so-called global Sumud flotilla. So there's the Haniyeh letter that we just read. And then we have the activist roster. This is document 2. Roster of senior PCA activists, several of whom Israeli intelligence identifies Hamas operatives. Okay, that's what we saw as well. Document 3, the Shell Company files. Records link several flotilla ships to Spanish company called Cyber Neptune, described by Israeli officials as a Hamas front. The company allegedly managed ownerships and logistics, masking Hamas's hand behind European corporate filings. What it shows is that Hamas used shell companies to provide a Western veneer of legitimacy while keeping its fingerprints off the flotilla's assets. I don't really know how this could have been kept off of the flotilla's assets. Last time they literally were smuggling in hashish that was confiscated from on board. Not really sure how its fingertips were kept off of that. That's kind of a dumb statement to say. There's no, you don't smuggle in hashish into the Gaza Strip during an act of genocide unless you literally work for a terrorist group. Because if you guys don't know, terrorist groups, the way that these terrorist groups, especially the ones funded by the IRGC like Hamas, a lot of the way that they make their income is by actually selling drugs. For all their Islamic narrative, Hezbollah has built a massive ring of selling heroin in the jungles of Argentina and Colombia, and they have made tons of money selling heroin, selling drugs, selling cocaine in these places. So yes, for all their Islamic legitimacy, for how they're an Islamic movement, they do everything that's haram in between. So here we have the documents, the Islamic Resistance Movement of Palestine, of Palestine. What would we do, ladies and gentlemen? What would we do? Look at us. We get to play investigator. Here's all the documents, and here is our main retard herself, Greta Thunbergium. We should maybe name a species after her. Maybe like some sort of sea slug. Maybe if any of the sea slugs in the Mediterranean Ocean, they develop some sort of like cancer or disability based on the lithium ion batteries that she dumped into the water, maybe we can call whatever disabled sea slug after Greta Thunberg. We can call it Grantuthian Thunbergium. Exposed. This is from the Israel War Room. Hamas is behind the Greta Thunberg aid flotilla. Gaza documents prove the flotilla's direct ties to terrorists. This sandwich. God, I love the sandwich. Oh, God. Freedom Flotilla, ladies and gentlemen. It has really been an honor the last couple months being your go-to guy to cover this flotilla news and to be your investigative journalist on the matter. You know, I have my amazing team behind me from Jewish Creator. If you guys don't know them, go follow them on Jewish Uncensored. They're incredible. They're my team who put together all these documents for me to cover and report to you guys on. I couldn't do any of it without them. They're really amazing. And it's been like a pleasure and an honor to be here the last couple months, to be your guy, to make you laugh about all this, but also give you the inside scoop of what's going on with this, as I've so nicely coined it, the autism flotilla. And I know that some of you guys have gotten offended. Listen, I have an autistic cousin. It's not, when I use those words autistic and retard, I'm not using them because I want to discriminate against people with disabilities. I just want to make it clear. But the word, I have to explain from a selfish point of view. That word was taken away from me for a very long time as I was coming into manhood. As I was a kid, I used to use it a lot between friends, and it was taken away from me. And now that it's kind of become okay to use it again, and I know there's people who are always going to be offended by it, but I can't please everyone. You know, it's part of my lexicon. I can't remove it. It's not going away from me. And I do believe that there is something very powerful about using the word retard against actual retards like her. And I would never in a million years use that to discriminate against somebody with an actual disability. Unless they were like Greta. Like if they were just a normal person who wasn't trying to politically activate or being an eco-terrorist by dumping lithium-ion batteries in my sea, then I wouldn't have a reason to use that word to discriminate against them. But if they do, I reserve the right to be an asshole. Sorry. I hope that gives some explanation. Breaking. Official Hamas documents found in Gaza prove Hamas funded and organized the Summit activist flotilla. Hamas terrorists don't just support these ships. Hamas owns them through front companies. This is a state-sponsored terrorism designed as humanitarian aid. Are any of us surprised by any of this? Absolutely not. And again, I forgot the name of this guy. This was Abu Fakri. What was his name? Who fucking cares? Ubad Amud Shuada Abu Ibn Haywan, Abu Ibn Jalal, Abu Yosef. Okay, now some breaking news. And it's honestly, because it's not going to happen, it's time to give you guys the inside scoop. For the last month, me and another creator, his name is John Lagarda, have been planning a counter-flotilla. We had to keep it very tight on loops because I was told that if the army were to find out what we were planning on doing, they would shut us down. So I never talked about it really. I tossed the idea once for fun on the channel, but I was planning on renting a boat or a ship and sailing out to counter the flotilla in the middle of international waters. My plan was to come with a megaphone and call Jacob Berger retarded and say that he has a small penis and then also throw sandwiches at them. That was my idea. I know it sounds a little foolish, but it was a plan. I thought it would be really good to counteract their retardedness with more retardedness. And we just couldn't make it happen. And now that they're coming on Yom Kippur, it's not going to happen because Yom Kippur is Yom Kippur. And it's a very important holiday for me, and I won't break it, not even for Greta Thunberg Yom. But Mossab Hassan Youssef has actually planning his own flotilla, counter flotilla. Now, do I think, and I'll give you guys because I had a call yesterday with one of the organizers. Let me give you guys a video first, and then I'll show you.
At the beginning of the week, a large number of ships are expected to arrive in Gaza, the biggest flotilla so far. And you are trying to organize a counter-flotilla of Israelis to block these ships.
It's in coordination with the police, with the IDF, and this is an opportunity to show unity. Please take in consideration, this is not just a naive flotilla. This is a flotilla orchestrated by the Muslim Brotherhood. So now the Navy's job is not only to keep towing their boats coming and again. We must, as free people, number one, as citizens of the State of Israel, to show that this is an offense against all the citizens and the entire nation of Israel.
At the beginning of the week, a large number of ships.
I'll give you guys the details right now. Son of Hamas calls to block the flotilla. Just to explain. Unfortunately, the way that this has been planned, and I really think that Israel, we always end up doing the wrong thing. Because, okay, let me organize my thoughts. What they're planning on doing is after the flotilla arrives in Israel and is already caught by the IDF. They are going to create a counter-flotilla that happens a day after, or 2 days after. On Friday, October 3rd, at 12 p.m., we launch an all-blue and white flotilla in front of the U.S. Embassy in Tel Aviv. Our sails will not carry lies, but the truth. Free the hostages first, and things will be better for everyone. Families, youth, surfers, sailors, motorboats, kayaks, anything that floats. This is the hour of the sailors. Join us to fill the sea with blue and white. Gather at 11:30, opposite reading. So basically, it's a PR opportunity. I'm not trying to shit on anyone's parade. I'm the last person who would do that. I'm just saying, in Israel, it seems we take every single opportunity to make a positive PR opportunity into something that just feels tacky. And let me explain it like this. Again, this is not me shitting on the idea. I'm just explaining from a purely, because somebody who sits here all day and deals with Israel's PR and like talking to people to understand how they think about us. The only respect we get in this situation is making them look like retards. They are retards, but exposing the retardation and making fun of them is the only way we gain sympathy and respect from people. It's the only way. There's no other way other than that. And instead of doing that, and again, I appreciate the idea for going out and protecting it. A day after they arrive, we're going to put together this PR image that's going to be professionally recorded, and it's going to have dramatic music behind it, and everyone's going to have Instagram stories, and there's going to be a bunch of influencers. I know because I was helping get some influencers on this thing. And it's just going to look tacky. And while I believe in the image, I like the idea of creating a counter-protest and what it means behind it. I just say we need to be a little bit more aggressive. We can't do everything for the Instagram image because I know what it's like and I know who's going and I know the people that will be there. And some of them are even friends of mine. It's just going to look very cringy when a day after the flotilla is already over and has been caught, a bunch of us are going to go out, paddle nowhere near the flotilla. We're going to be like off the coast in Tel Aviv. We're not going far anywhere. Yeah, we're going they are going. I'm not going to be part of it. They're going very close to the beach and just going to kind of sit there. Like, again, I'm not trying to shit on the idea. I like the idea. I believe in the concept, but I'm saying we have to be a little bit more than that. We have to be a little bit more aggressive than that. And I spoke to the people organizing it. They're very, very nice. I really believe in what they believe in. I think it's a beautiful message also about bringing the hostages back home. I think it maybe would have made more sense to do it if it wasn't happening on Yom Kippur, like to go up to them. They should face us. But I also understand the military precaution that needs to take a part. I wish sometimes that our country would play a little bit outside of the rules, quote unquote, and yes, risk it for the biscuit a little bit more, if you catch my drift. I think the message that we need to send is that we are not to be fucked with. And organizing a flotilla protest on a bunch of boats that most people are going to be partying and having fun and probably not treating this as like a serious thing, and then it being broadcast on social media is just going to come off as very cringy. Let's just say we're not going to win any points doing our counter protest by any of the anti-Semites or the Jew haters or the Israel haters. We're not going to get anything from it. And I think I'm always thinking in like PR points. Is it going to make a bunch of Jewish people feel good? Yeah, it'll make us feel good. It'll be nice. It'll be cute, but I don't think it's going to do much for us. So here's from Mossab officially. And again, only respect for everyone being a part of it, for Mossab for organizing it. I really have to say I'm trying not to shit on the idea. Just explaining you my perspective as somebody who deals with this PR all the time. The Forum for the Promotion of Sailing in Israel. Oh yeah, this is a message that I got on WhatsApp. Okay. For far too long, they have tried to strangle us, first with rockets, then with lies, and now with sailboats. 2 years after October 7th, the day Hamas turned our music festival into the worst massacre of our generation, the activists of the Freedom Flotilla Coalition have chosen the very weak to challenge us again. Death to Israel, free Palestine from the river to the sea, dismantle Israel. This is their identity and their goal. They arrive with a white sail on the horizon, yet behind it lies the opposite of everything a white sail symbolizes. They seek neither wind nor sport, no dock nor mooring. They speak the language of sailors, but they are not sailors at all. They pretend to deliver baby food, but in fact they smuggle poisonous propaganda against the state of Israel. They claim to break the siege of Gaza, but their true aim is to erode Israel's sovereignty. They set their own boats on fire, then accuse Israel of drone attacks to gain sympathy. Now they sail into a war zone hunting for incidents to blame Israel on. This is not a voyage. This is a global anarchy. Their goal is to sow chaos, not to bring peace or to free the hostages. We, the citizens of Israel, oppose this manipulation. Greta and the flotilla organizers are not concessious sailors. They are anarchist pirates and most likely also Israel haters. We are launching our own flotilla to call it for the release of our brothers and sisters held in Gaza. So that, and it's to all the boat owners from Akko to Ashkelon, mark your calendars for Friday, October 3rd to 12th. Berths will be available for early arrival for the various marinas in the center by prior management. We need everyone on the water. This is important, and it's on us sailors. Only we have the sails. Alongside the sound of the waves, we will cry out for the freedom of our brothers and sisters still held captive in Hamas terror tunnels in Gaza. Again, one more time. I'm not trying to shit on the idea in any way, shape, or form. I support it. I like that they're doing it. I just wish to God that we would be a little bit more extreme and a little bit more aggressive, and we would stoop down to their level a little bit more often. I like the idea of going out there and publicly embarrassing them, catching them on their shit. If we could do what we're doing on Friday and also something else that's a little bit more aggressive, that would be great. But all I can say is I hope to God that the soldiers in the IDF, the Chel Hayam that's going out, the Navy that's going out to catch them, I can only hope that they've been prepped on the importance, especially the importance of this PR image for Israel, and I hope they embarrass the absolute living shit of them. I hope that they manhandle them a little bit. I hope they rough them up. I hope they make them cry. I hope they feel the wrath of what it's like to actually be in a war zone for just a little bit. I don't want them to die. I don't want them to be hurt, but I hope they come out of it a little bit traumatized, because they need to understand that we're not playing games anymore. You want to come to the Middle East, you want to come and throw lithium-ion batteries in our ocean, you got to deal with the repercussions of what that means. And that means you get to be manhandled a bit. That means you get to be roughed up a bit. You don't get to just go home in one piece, happy and healthy. You need to come back with a little bit of trauma. You need to be a little bit afraid. Maybe sit in a cell for a few days, think about what you did. So I hope that the IDF soldiers who are going to counteract them have been briefed on the importance of this. And I really hope that in a few days I'm coming at you guys with some hilarious video clips, because I will be off the electricity for the next 25 hours once Yom Kippur comes in. I can only come back to you guys once Yom Kippur is out. And I'm hoping I'm coming back to you guys with some fucking hilarious news. So I will see you guys in the next one. I love you long time. Goodbye, Clats. Thanks for watching. We do have a few more clips here of the retard flotilla continuing. The Spanish Instagram crew is nearing Gaza with the Gaza flotilla. Let's see what they're up to. I'm sad to say, okay, I'm really sad to say, with all my travels around the world, and I don't want to give specifics, maybe some of you guys know my previous life, you know what I'm referring to here, but I know too many people like this. I know too many people like this. And I know it scares me because I'm seeing this moment and it's giving me the exact vibes of the people that I probably lived with at a certain point in my life, which I never fully embraced this kind of lifestyle. I couldn't, because I always found it very cringy. But I know people who would probably do this. This is a vacation cruise to get arrested so you can get a bunch of Instagram followers. Nothing more, nothing less. And it is so fucking cringy. It is so gosh damn cringy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't follow Lyle Culpepper, absolutely incredible page. I love him. I love him dearly. He always has the best takes on everything, and he made a video as well.
To deliver the humanitarian aid, break the illegal inhumane corridor. And we are continuously hearing messages from the people of Gaza saying that they are looking forward to welcome the people of Gaza should have the right to decide what comes in and out of their own territorial waters, who to welcome. So we are very much hoping that we will be able to continue to deliver the humanitarian aid, break the illegal.
This guy is the most underrated figure in the entire conflict. I swear to God, he's so fucking good. If you don't follow Lyle Culpepper on Twitter, on Instagram, you're really missing out. I'm telling you, you're missing out. Big time missing out.
Has this ever happened to you? Hey, are you a Zionist?
What is this hesitation? You think Judah the Maccabee was hesitating when he's fighting for Israel?
Here, take this.
You think Queen Esther hesitated before stopping Haman from ending the Jews of Persia?
Well,
Hey Habibi, you think Herzl thought he was a white colonizer as he Zionized the Jews of Europa? Listen kid, I don't care if you're a Muslim, a Jew or a Christian. You're a Zionist, right?
yeah.
Well, a good Zionist goes to thetravelingclad.com and buys some provocative merchandise.
They do?
Absolutely, a pinch of I have some incredible designs for you, Yellen. They say everything promised to you 3,000 years ago. Here, take a shirt with a matching hat. For you, good price. They say they kick you from 109 countries. Here, join the 109 club. Take shirt and matching hat. For you, good price. Habibi, you want to Zionize? Here, take shirt, matching hat. You like Kuba Select shel Safta? Here, take shirt, matching hat. Take sticker, take hoodie. Take, good price, take, good price, take, good price, take, good price, take.
Yossi, achi, he understand you, stop!
A good Zionist goes to thetravelingclad.com and buys merch. Yalla, Habibi, for you, good price. If you don't want to buy any merchandise, the best way to support me is by donating on Buy Me a Coffee, my PayPal, or becoming a member on my Patreon. Your support is very much needed and very much appreciated. Thank you.